Welcome to this video review. I'm going to review and explain all the features and general specifications and everything what you need to know regarding the Steiner Skyhawk 4.0 8x42 binoculars. So these binoculars are produced by Steiner, one of the biggest producer of binoculars in the world. They have been producing binoculars since 1947, so more than 70 years. And they're really famous for their military binoculars and their marine binoculars. They're definitely a market leader there. They have divided all of their products into three categories. One is hunting. Well, I'm talking about binoculars, not riflescopes. They have more categories than riflescopes. So hunting, bird watching and adventure, and marine. So these binoculars come from the bird watching and adventure side of the offer of Steiner. In this lineup, they have four different series. So they start at around 300 euros with an entry-level Safari Ultra Sharp 10x42. Then at 500 euros, Skyhawk 4.0 comes into play with 8x42 and 10x42. And then at 700 euros, approximately, the Wildlife. And at almost 2,000 euros, the Wildlife XP 8x42 and 10x42. With each of this series and with each of this price class, you gain additional features. So you gain additional features and you gain a little bit of optical performance. But let's concentrate on Skyhawk 4.0. So they were introduced in 2018. I think it was at EVA, because the lineup of their products in US, it's different. You know that Steiner, it's a global company. It's a part of Beretta Group. So this Skyhawk, they come one class above the Safari Ultra Sharp and one class lower than Wildlife. There were many Skyhawk binoculars, many generations of Skyhawk binoculars before them. This is the reason why they have 4.0 in their name. And with each generation, Steiner redesigns a little bit the externals and the internals and adds a couple of additional features. So they cost roughly 500 euros. 499 to be exact, and the housing is made out of Macrolon, a special plastic Steiner is using for their binoculars. Very robust, very reliable. They're also filled with nitrogen with this dual valve system. You see it here and here. It's a patented system, and Steiner, it guarantees that these binoculars will work even at minus 20 degrees Celsius and plus 70 degrees Celsius. So you can use them also in Africa on safaris and any really hot places. The size of the binoculars is the same like with all Steiner 8x42 binoculars, roughly 15 centimeters of height and roughly 14 centimeters of width. They're all the same in this respect. They weigh 750 grams, and they have the diopter setting on the left eyepiece. The diopter setting is really interesting because it has small clicks inside, so really able to set them nicely from -4 to +4. They say they are made in Germany. They're really compact and light and really well made. I already started that in size they're the same like all 8x42 binoculars made by Steiner. And that's really funny because Steiner, I think, only has two different optical constructions for this type of binoculars. So one construction is for the observer binoculars on the hunting side and Safari Ultra Sharp construction. And then Skyhawk and Wildlife and Ranger Extreme, they all feature the same optical construction. So they give you the same field of view, but they don't give you the same optical performance because the coatings and probably the material for the lenses are different. So this is what you're getting with every additional euro you're paying for the binoculars. That's also the reason that they have so many different series, because they know that the users are different. Someone is using the binoculars maybe only once per year or maybe a couple of times per year. Others are using them every day. So they know that someone who is using the binoculars every day will spend more on them than someone who is just using them twice a year. It's also logical that someone who is using the binoculars every day will need more additional features and different technologies than someone who is using the binoculars only a couple of times during the summer. So their logical choice was to use the same optical construction, but to add different layers of coatings on the lenses, and maybe use a different material for the lenses, and to achieve different optical performance in different price classes. If I go to the eyepieces, the eyepieces are, I would say, the same like on the Wildlife and the same like on Ranger Extreme. So winged eyepieces. This is very unique to Steiner. Steiner is one of the few manufacturers that always does winged eyepieces, and with only two positions. So a lower position for the eyeglass wearers and the upper position for everybody else. They are nicely soft, even though the support could have been done a little bit better, because you see, if you press them hard, they start to move. Not a big thing, but still I think that the eyepieces could have been improved, or at least they will be in the next generation. The focusing is the fast close focus, like they say. And what's really interesting is that it has markings for the distances. So if we go from, here is 2 meters all the way to infinity, and we will see roughly a little bit less than one turn for the from one extreme to another extreme. So the focusing is fast. It's faster than on their hunting models, and that's also logical, because birders, and this is a binoculars for a novice birders, they need faster focus, because the birds, they move differently to other animals. If you're hunting and you're observing, let's say, deer moves slowly, and usually during hunting, deer doesn't know that you're observing it, so it moves even slower. With birds, it's different. Birds, they fly, and because they fly, they're really, really fast, and this is the reason why you need a faster focus, because you have to focus from, let's say, 2 meters to 40 meters in a couple of seconds, because the bird can move so fast. So I like the fact that they decided to make a proper birding focusing on these models. Okay, the optical performance. So 8x42, this is the standard configuration. I think that 8x42 is also the most common configuration of binoculars. Some birders prefer 10x42, but I would say for someone who is just starting with a hobby, or someone who is looking the binoculars for an adventure or for its holiday, 8x42 is usually easier to handle, easier to use. The image will be less shaky for the beginners. So I think this is also, I would bet that this is probably the best seller in the whole Steiner range, at least for adventure and bird watching. It offers 125 meters of field of view, which is average, not bad, not really good. And roof Schmidt and Peckham prisms. The eye relief is 17 millimeters, and everything, all the lenses should be fully multi-coated. Okay, if I do a short summary, like I do at the end of every review, and I go through what are the positives, what I really like about these binoculars, for whom it is intended, and what could have been done better. First of all, what is really positive is the build quality. Like with all the Steiners, this robust, long-living designs and materials used, it gives you confidence that you're buying these binoculars for a really long period of time. Because with some competitors, even in this 500 euros range, you're still buying a product for maybe, let's say, 5 years, 6 years, and then you know that you will have to change it with new. Not with Steiner binoculars, they come with 10 years warranty. They also have one of the best services in the industry, so if something goes wrong, you're always able to service the binoculars. I like the accessories. The bag is really nice, soft, well made. The carrying strap is made out of neoprene, and I especially like the system that you just click on them. So you know that with strings usually, or with straps, it's really hard to connect the binoculars at the beginning. With all the competitors, with Steiner, it's a 1 second chore. So it's really, really well made. Also the soft eyepiece covers and the integrated objective covers, really, really nice. So the quality, the build quality, the warranty, the longevity of the product, this is really positive. I also like the design. The design is very, very nice, aesthetically appealing. The grip is also nice, even these thumb rests. So in terms of craftsmanship, Steiner is still among the best. Okay, what could have been done better? I think that field of view could have been done a little bit better, but you know, every binoculars are in a way a compromise. And here you're getting superb build quality and you're sacrificing maybe a couple of meters of field of view. Not really that much. The eye relief, 17 millimeters, I think it could have been done a little bit better. And I think that the eye cups could have had more position than just 2. Even though I would presume that Steiner did a research and then they saw that everybody is offering 3 or 4 positions, but almost all the users just use the lower and the maximum position and none in between. So maybe this was the reason that they decided. But still, it's good to have an option. So in next generation, it would be nice if they would have just one intermediate position. So all in all, not many room for improvement in this 500 euros price class, even though I have to say, if you're buying binoculars which you wish to have a long time, and if build quality is the most important factor for you, then these are definitely the pair to choose. If, however, field of view, resolution, everything else is more important to you and you don't care about the build quality that much, then maybe some competitors can offer viable choices also. If you're using the binoculars with glasses, they will work. If you don't use them with glasses, they will also work. And some people will just choose them because they're the only ones in this 500 euros category that offer winged eye cups, which can be very beneficial in some situations. Thank you for watching. Check our other video reviews also. If you have any additional questions, just send us an email, and normally check our webpage also. Thank you.